Mike Young here. This is a rock comedy podcast here in Birmingham, Michigan, but with two of Detroit's finest.
Oh man,
Trick, great to have you, man.
thanks for having me.
Mikey Eckstein, I just found out it was Eckstein, not Eckstein. Told me depending on what meeting he goes to, is he Jewish or is he German?
Right.
It's all depending on the meeting. But yo, man, listen, thank you guys for being here. And yo, Trick, I got to tell you, so I know your history in your music world. You know, I remember you had a couple hits back in the day, but I got to see you perform live at the birthday event. Bro, you're the real deal, man. Like, no, you are a damn good performer.
Thanks.
So, I always say this because it's like, listen, man, you're known for your hip hop stuff. You're known for the Goon Squad stuff. You're known for, like, you know what I mean, being a doctor in the community. You're known for helping out kids. Everybody's complex. Was there a moment where it was all music, no street? Was it street stuff first, then music? Like, you don't get to be that level of a performer. And I'm not just saying that, bro. You came off like I could have seen you on PBS, like a Motown review. Like, you really got a great live show. And because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I'd never seen you live.
Yeah.
But were you,
Consider PBS a Motown review.
No,
I
but
like it.
It was live, and it was super dope.
When I tell people about his live show that haven't seen it, I said it's like Funkadelic meets Ice Cube.
Yeah, and it kind of like canceled out anything else that I knew for a couple hours, right? So, like, are you from a musical family, or like,
Yes.
where did this?
My father's DJ. He actually still DJs. He's in Arizona. He still does.
Lighting up Scottsdale parties?
Yeah. He get down. My mother was a singer and actress. She sang jazz and blues and gospel, lots of gospel.
Yeah.
And we grew up in a church. I started out a drummer. I used to sit in the front row and watch the drummer until he didn't show up. And I took it upon myself to get down during testimony service and was able to stay in the pocket. But my dad, being a DJ, my dad didn't come home and he played music when he wanted to. He's the king of the house, king of the castle. So when he wanted to jam at 3:00 in the morning, it's up. We was accustomed to it. So, that rhythm just was always, and then coming up watching great performers, from all the way from Morris Day and the Time to Run DMC to the Clark Sisters, just to Smokey Robinson and the Miracles to the Dynamic Temptations, You come up absorbing all of these different vibes, these different vibrations, and when you absorb, they create. And
Music was in the bones.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the way.
It's funny you said drumming was what caught your eye, because last night there was a documentary on Max Roach, the legendary drummer Max Roach, who's just was arguably one of the greatest jazz drummers of all time. But it was a sick documentary done by Questlove, and so
he's pretty cool.
So music is it's in your bones. You're rolling through. Are you having dreams as a kid coming up in music? Like, this is what I'm gonna do, and then was there a derailment moment?
I went to see my brother-in-law. I went to see Crush Groove, and like the year it came out at the Mercury Theater, and I had been a fan of the Fat Boys. My dad bought my older sister, the Fat Boys album and the Run DMC album.
Yeah.
And so the Fat Boys, and I was a fan of the whole beatboxing because I could do it. And then so I went to see Crush Groove with them to see the Fat Boys, and really, really saw Run DMC. And when they performed that song, it's like that at the beginning. They go, Run is having this quarrel with his brother. And it's like he trying to do something good, but every time it's just like he trying to do something good, and they shot him down. And he had an attitude. He was getting ready to leave, and he was like, he said, "No, go on." His brother said, "Just you finna go on stage now."
Yeah.
And he went on stage, and he just threw the mic stand, and he said, "I want y'all to know one thing. This is my motherfucking house, and when I say whose house, y'all say Run's house." So he did it twice, and they did it. He went, "Nah, DJ Run's my name." And that guitar riff hit, Jam Master Jay hit, that shit electrocuted me. I was in the movies like, now DJ runs, my name, Jam Master J, is his, he's DMC. It's like that, and that's the way it is. Trick Trick.
Yo, the birth of Trick Trick came from watching Crush Groove.
Right there. That's when I said, I want to do that.
Can I tell you something crazy? I had a similar moment at the Comedy Store in LA when I saw Damon Wayans do comedy. And I was sitting in the Comedy Store, and people don't know Damon Wayans was one of the greatest stand-up comedians in the game. He was ice cold, rhythm, storytelling, joke hitters. And I'm sitting in the Comedy Store and I'm watching Damon Wayans, and this crazy warmth came over me. Because I knew I wanted to be a comedian because I had studied Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Carlin. I just kind of knew what I wanted to do. Right. But when I saw Damon Wayans live, the same sort of electrical feel came over me. And it was like, rich or poor, I make it, I don't. Just so I could eat, I'm going to be a comedian. So I feel that.
It was an electrifying moment for me. It did it. And then, I've watched big fan of Prince and all his production, Morris Day and the Time, and watching Morris Day and the Time in Purple Rain, it was like, I like this,
bro. I feel like your white twin. I had the same feelings. I was a sick Prince fan.
It's like this is something. I like the groove, and then you got George Clinton in the Parliament Funkadelic, P-Funk All Stars. It's like Boosie Collins, and then you got James Brown. I'm a super fan of James Brown, and it's like performing became an attractive thing to me. So every time I did it, I would, basically mimic something from one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
And try to turn it around my own way in my show, and over time, it just kept getting better and better and better. And it got to the point to where I will book shows myself. Just like not take shows from promoters and say, I'll book it myself and then I'm going to let everybody in free. I'm going to create this big ass guest list. Give me a sponsor to cover my cost. I'm going to create this big ass guest list, and I'm going to try this show out. It's like the boys that go down to the comedy, what is the Laugh Factory down there on Sunset?
Yeah, Comedy Store.
Yeah,
open mics.
Yeah.
Working on your material.
I saw Mike Epps coming there one day. I pulled up and he was walking in and said, Mike, he's like, Trigger, whatever. He's going in. We went in there. He's not on the marquee.
No.
He's just going. He's told the guy, I want to
work on my material.
That's just how that spot is.
Yeah. And the next act, when that act that was up, they put his ass with the flashlight. Mike Epps in here. They got the fuck on.
That's how that
and
goes.
Mike did probably an hour and a half.
Yeah. When you're at Epps level, you could just walk into the comedy. I've seen it happen 100 times.
Yeah, they kicked the ass though it killed for an hour, and then they continued the show like with the other comedians after that, and it was like, yeah, I could dig that. Let's work. Let's workshop. Let's work on it. In front of the audience.
Yeah,
not when you book. When you book, it's like, no, this is what we have to do.
Of course,
so that we don't fall off of nothing. We're gonna try this new shit out,
Yeah, it's funny because comedians, we get the opportunity to do that, a lot of workshopping. If a band, when you're just in a rehearsal space, there's no audience. But that was kind of a brilliant business move for you to go, let's give it away for free in the beginning, pack the house, get the streets talking about Trick's show, right? So you were already kind of thinking ahead.
We was on it.
Early
now we
days,
get 35,000 to stop.
Right. Early days entrepreneurial.
25 years later.
Yeah. And you guys have known each other 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longer.
But yeah.
Mikey, what were you? I mean, you're a staple. Everywhere I go in Detroit, there's either a hologram of you or you're actually there. But everywhere I go, anytime I want to know something that's popping off in Detroit, you've kind of been my plug. You know what I mean? For real, in Detroit. Did you just kind of meet Trick 25 years ago, or were you just a lover of hip hop and just
Oh,
however?
please make sure his mic is close when he tell this story, because this fucker.
Yeah, I tested it, so you're
Okay.
good.
You
Okay.
good? Okay.
So-
it's omnidirectional.
So a little backstory to me. So I grew up in Ann Arbor. You know, I don't claim to be no hood kid, shoot 'em up kid at all I ever had. But one thing I was told, because I was an only child, was you're gonna have problems with your social skills. I was like, no, the fuck I ain't. You know,
Right.
okay. I
Maybe the most social person I ever met in my life.
right. So okay. So right after high school, I was friends with a band, and I was always Little Mikey because I got along with everybody.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor, it was very diverse. You know, I didn't understand what race was until I was like in second grade, and I vividly remember visiting family in Ohio, and I'm like, Mom, Dad, why is it all black people right here? It was just only white people. Where's everybody else? Like,
Right.
I legitimately did not understand, because my homeboys was Assad Tarzan, Muslim, Arab as hell, Japanese kid, black, white, like what? Like, I did not understand. That's when they kind of told me, like, son, it ain't really like where
Right.
we live everywhere else. I'm like, okay,
That's Ann Arbor.
this Ann Arbor. But
Freedom of everything.
that and my parents being so cool, I just really got along with everybody. I started working at the age of 9. I had a paper route, and I haven't stopped since. But so I was always Little Mikey, and the band in high school. Right when we got out, I'm like, damn, you guys are actually really good. Like, this ain't just fun. And they were called Funktelligence. So imagine if George Clinton and the Roots had a baby,
Yeah.
right? It was dope.
Wow,
And
it's a
so
dope baby.
they were
I feel
like,
like a mother.
we were just talking, wanted to see if you could use some of your older connections to book us into some bars, whatever. It's bet, come on. So it took a second because, you know, first of all, the bars don't want no teenage kids because we're teenagers, we ain't drinking, whatever. But then, bam, we started selling it out. Like, we putting up posters everywhere. I was calling, picking up the magazines, asking for the music publisher, can you write about my band? I'm like, no problem.
So you're managing the band.
Managing the band,
Yeah.
not knowing anything.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm figuring it out. Like, and they're like, yeah, no problem. Send us a press kit. I'm like, okay. What's a press kit? You know, like, this was before, you know, when we got a website. Oh my God. We were state of the art. However, I'm like, all right, cool. We took over Ann Arbor. So we started pairing up the band with other bands in other markets. Then I went to Detroit. I literally knocked on the door of St. Andrews. Was like, yo, can I hand out some flyers or something? And by the way, here's my People's Tape CD. Then the manager kind of took me under his wing. I started producing shows. Like, one night he was like, and I was like, again, 18, 19. He was like, can you do me a favor? Can you go pick up Ghostface Killer and his manager at the hotel? I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Like, you want me to go pick up Ghostface Killer? Hell yeah. I got a Saturn though. You know, he's like, I just need to get him here. I'm like, hell yeah. And then he's like, usually we pay people. It's called the PA, a production assistant or a runner. I'm like, you want, okay. But then I started producing shows when I was 20, right? So I was running the show, which ultimately became Live Nation. I became the hip hop dude. So I was producing the hip hop shows. And
did you have to move down to Detroit at the time, or no?
I was a commute. Oh man, I was putting
Right,
miles on that
miles.
bitch. Then I did move to Detroit. Me and my boy Kenny was the only. Not many people live
living in
downtown
Trick
Detroit.
Shed.
All bad.
Dog. So not many people live downtown Detroit there, let alone two white boys that had every gangster, every platinum rapper, and every off-duty cop, and every Eminem security at their crib shooting and wilding the fuck out. Right?
Right.
It was the
Right,
best.
you can't write a book.
It was the best bad ever.
Oh yeah, he can write a book probably like another 20 years.
Yeah, I
You
just
gotta wait 20.
Yeah.
won't have friends. But
People be mad.
Yeah.
but
You
anyhow,
didn't do that stuff.
so I started to imagine D12, right? And I'm like 21, you know, I'm produced shows, and then I was managing Paradigm at the time, and then I knew about Trick.
Yeah.
I knew about the Goon Squad, and
just from hearing about it.
from hearing about it, and then I
stories.
was training to produce shows for St. Andrews, and this dude named Everlast had a show there. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a sold out show. Ooh, we getting into overage, so I'm gonna have to pay them extra. Ooh, it's gonna be as long. Okay, cool. Well, it was the shortest settlement ever, because some gentlemen came in and
The Goon Squad.
wasn't it was the Goon Squad?
It was the
I
Goon
guess it was the Goon Squad came in and
We ran in that. We heard him outside talking shit about Eminem and D12. Proof
Oh,
is
yeah.
my little homie, Goon Squad.
Yeah.
Now we outside finna go in Legends, and you in here talking about our little homie.
You're hearing Everlast talk
basically
smack.
Doors wide
saying
open at St. Andrews.
and basically saying if anybody's got anything, he's talking
He
all this
said it.
shit about him, and he said the mic's open. If anybody's got something to say, then say it. It was quiet as hell in there, and about 30 seconds later, oh boy,
Mayhem.
Yeah.
By the
Sorry.
way, good.
yeah.
Don't do
You gotta
that.
come over here
Not
talking
here.
that shit.
So-
What are you, crazy?
Yeah. This our street. This
Right.
our this our house. St. Andrews was our
Yo,
house.
So
Did you mount up? Like,
No,
yo,
no, we were already there. I just took off going into that. I said, "You hear this motherfucker?" And started walking.
Yeah.
Up the stairs, straight through the
and it was like
crowd.
the Red Sea departing.
And
the mic got shut
He
down.
locked himself in the beer cooler. The funny thing is he had a semi truck, right? Nobody had a semi truck for St. Andrews, man.
shout out to Everlast though. 'cause
We cool. It's
we
cool now.
Yeah, by the way,
It's cool.
Yeah,
20 some years
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
we're
yeah.
all
everybody
cool.
matures.
I got a
However,
I
he
got
was
a
crazy.
freestyle.
We was crazy.
Yeah.
right.
Thank God you get through those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is I seen his truck driver. I didn't remember him. I was doing an NSYNC show at Comerica maybe a year later, whatever. And the truck driver, one of the many semi, he was, "Hey, Mikey, hey." I'm like, "Hey, bro." He's, "Hey, man, remember when Eric?" He called him Eric.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'll tell you what, that boy Eric didn't say one more word about that Slim Shady that whole tour."
Maybe for the rest of his life, man. He might have
Yeah,
never
they-
said another
yeah,
word.
they
No,
squad-
it was
I think
crazy.
he called Paul Rosenberg that night and was like, "Paul, what the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah, just chill out." Paul told him, just chill out.
Yeah, let this go under.
Straight.
Yeah.
Let this die out.
So,
Yeah, it's like, man, you don't do that.
So I seen that. I seen, heard the legends. Then that Street Life DVD came out, right? And that shit was crazy. And while I'm tour managing D12, I'm kind of managing. I'm managing Proof, right? Proof's like put Trick on all my solo shows. Like, dope. We have some fun shows in like Central Michigan's all over with like MC Breed and Trick, like
Yeah.
classic ass shit.
Ain't no future in your
And
fun.
then Trick's song, My Name is Trick, came out on the radio. It was blowing up. And I remember at St. Andrews, Trick goes, "Hey, Proof, hey man, who's doing all this shit? Who's getting all this shit done for you?" And I literally was like, fuck. I started
wasn't even looking for the job.
No, I was ducking, like trying to hide under the bar, like, oh no, fuck. I
Right.
love my family.
Right.
I can't tell him no. Like I know what he's gonna ask. Like, so he's, "Hey nephew, me and my brother gonna come holler at you." All right. I said, "All right."
Proof grabbed him and told him, like, Mikey,
Yeah.
bam, come here.
Right. I didn't get away.
He just grabbed him right on the shoulder. Mike, come here.
So we meet up, him and his brother Diesel, Kamal Hassan, Kamel.
1,000 times. He's been doing it since he was.
I know, right?
He raised him.
Jesus Christ. Who is not,
Eckstein.
yeah.
He yeah.
So we sat down. I'm like, damn, man. All right, I can't tell him no. But I don't want to do some crazy fucking contract. Like, fuck,
Right.
I love my family.
Let's
I
do
said,
a
all
handshake
right.
deal.
I said, let's give it 3 months, see how it goes. 25 years later, here we are.
Isn't it crazy how if you just kind of go with something that's just your passion,
Yeah.
things usually work out if you don't start putting like money, contract, law. It can go either way, but I always feel like, at least even in my world, it's like if you just try to be great at what you do, everything
Right.
else kind of follows.
Right.
That's like a lesson maybe you don't get till way later. But
Yeah.
and by the way, I know there's hiccups along the way.
Oh,
'cause
for
it
sure.
ain't easy. It's a
But-
crazy ride.
Yeah, for sure. Just like anything in life, but we've had our moments for sure, but at the end of the day, we understand each other and we bring the worlds together so well, and get, let others understand naturally and try, and
Yeah.
instead of them trying to us trying to be understood, right?
Yeah.
Like what
Right.
we doing.
Yeah.
It's easier for them to understand. Like, damn,
Right.
not always.
Yeah.
Not always, but
We
like,
just keep moving.
just
We
keep
don't have to-
moving.
We don't
And
have
now-
to try to
Get
set up,
flex.
make a point. We never try to make a point.
No.
The
Right.
only point is to make to us.
Right.
You know?
right. And you can't
Yeah.
appease everybody. We
Yeah.
know that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Fuck them.
No, you're a man of principle.
Yes.
You don't
100%.
remember. See, the first time I met you, I was actually coming back here to shoot a movie,
Mm.
and there was this dude, Doug. I don't even if you remember Doug. Corn rolls, gold teeth, draped in chains. He was going to do a movie about swipers
Mm.
back in the day, and we came to your studio because you had known one of the dudes who was early in that game.
I believe. I think I remember that. It came to my. It
We
came
just all came to
Livonia.
visit your
Yeah.
studio, so it was the first time I
Yeah.
met you.
Yeah.
But like, you can always kind of recognize like a man of principle.
Mhm.
Just sort of right away. And I mean, just off the handshake. But then like something happened at the studio while we were there. We were just visiting, but like something came up where like a situation was happening in Chicago
Yeah.
that also happened to be happening in Detroit. And you just kind of like casually and coolly took a break from like all our little communication, like our little fun talk. And I saw you, bro, just because I have to just like, I'm a writer, I just pick shit up. And I saw you and you got on the phone and just kind of real quickly were like, stand down.
Yeah.
Stand down. Everybody stand down. And then kind of like nothing happened. You just kind of came back into the mix. You're like, yo, try this. You know what I mean? And it was just like nothing happened. So, you know, bro,
Yeah. Well, I'll
It's
tell
natural.
Just
another funny story.
you
is
adapt to that shit.
my ex-wife, her 40th birthday party. We had a birthday party, and Trick was there. And Trick's usually, what's happening, y'all? Whoop de whoop, But that whole night, he was kind of just
On the phone.
da da da.
unfocused.
And I'm like, okay, whatever, Well, the next day, Rick Ross came to Detroit.
Preparations were already being
I
made.
had no idea what was going on, and he keeps a lot of that shit, whatever. The only time I cussed him out was
At the Red Wings game.
with the Red Wings game. You cussed me out. You said you was gonna shoot me.
In the foot.
In
In
the
the
foot.
foot.
in the foot.
in the foot.
Come
Well,
on,
he
man.
was flying. and
I was driving fast.
I was in the car with
I
him.
was,
If you crash this car, I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking foot, man.
and I'm like, Trick.
Lead foot.
This is a
you know,
Cadillac
A
lead
real
foot.
lead foot.
Yeah. I'm like, and I'm just like, Trick. This is a Cadillac ATS. It's very low to the ground. It's very heavy. It's not gonna flip.
He was mad because I had to go.
And we were supposed to meet the Red Wings after, because the
Yeah.
Red Wings was all excited to have Trick come to the dressing room.
Oh, so you were mad that he had to go handle that business with
I
with
was
Rick
mad
Ross.
because I
And you had the
got
Red
the
Wings.
Red Wings
No,
like, dude,
well, No, well, yeah.
that's what
That
it
was the next day?
No. This is another story.
Oh.
When I cut, because your ass had my phone number on your
As-
Twitter
as
as a
mine.
contact,
Yeah.
and so after the Rick Ross
You put it on
shit,
public?
I got
Well,
that to prove first.
Right,
He
right.
knew I
no,
put that
which was
motherfucker on
fine.
there.
And you gotta understand, this was 2014, so it wasn't social media like
Right,
it was. So
It was Twitter.
it
I
was
had to say
Twitter.
Contact.
So
Put
if you
him.
knew, you knew, and if you had to contact, legit, yeah. But
They
the
were
day-
all legit calls that next day.
right,
CNN called you.
everybody called me, but you wasn't doing shit,
I
and I
wasn't doing
couldn't.
no interview.
But
I
my
was so
phone,
proud when that went
but
down.
I couldn't even set my phone down without it. I'm talking about BET, WET, MTT,
All the
MTV, everything. Everybody, I'm like, Trick, will you take my motherfucking phone number off your goddamn
and
Twitter now?
I didn't.
No. No. You
See, he had some other shit going on, so that made it worse because they just kept beating his phone down all
Well,
day.
I'm just trying, I'm trying to work on other stuff for him, for us, for every,
you're
but it
trying
was
to
just
keep
like,
the path
fuck.
clear.
Cuz had some family shit
Yeah.
cracking.
And
It was
family,
like,
yeah,
basically,
yeah.
it was like, fuck trick right now. I get it. Like,
Right.
right.
he got important shit.
Because-
All these motherfuckers calling his phone talking about, hey, dog, what's up with cuz?
And he ain't saying
And
shit
I'm like, I ain't
to
want to talk.
nobody. I don't care what the money was, whatever. He was like, no, no. And I'm just like, I
You know
can't even
why?
fucking.
You know why? Because, thank you. I
get it.
That action was not for public consumption
Right.
or review. Had not the stupid ass radio station at the
Lit the
time
fire.
had two dummies do their own little dumb commentary about the negative side of things instead of doing a review on the positive side of things for that particular event, then that wouldn't have it would have been an urban myth.
Right.
Plus
But you were
80,
trying to keep it.
but
That's how I like it.
Yeah.
also
You
the
know, even there
urban
was
myth
no
is real.
crime that took place whatsoever.
No.
Usually there's a crime that takes place.
Right.
So
there could have been.
all I had to do is say get him, but I ain't want that.
No.
I ain't
Also,
had that kind of
80% of that.
towards cuz like that.
No.
But 80% of the problem leading up to that was the radio not even due.
Yeah. It was the radio station not supporting the local artists.
Right.
And then the program director at the time thought I was calling him trying to get some of the younger local artists on the show.
Right.
And they wanted them to pay. And I was working around that payment thing. And
Right.
I even threw myself out there like, yo, I'll come and introduce them and
Yeah.
we could do one big medley right quick and be in and out of your way. And then so he was not responding to that. And then something else came up having to do with Nephew, with Rick
Yeah.
Ross. And then so it was like, okay, two birds with one stone. They think I'm full of shit. And I think he do too. So
Watch.
and I'm gonna do it peacefully. I don't
Yeah.
want nobody get hurt, nobody go to jail,
Yeah.
nobody,
Right.
Just a
It's just-
simple barricade that you
just a
can't
hey.
get through.
I say it.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to be cool. I've been calling dog for weeks. Hey buddy, what's up with the youngins? What's up with the youngins? Then when I hit him back and said, man, I need to talk to you about your headliner. Now he think I'm just trying to be a bully
Right.
because he won't let the youngsters perform when actuality, yeah.
Yeah.
I was, because they should be able to perform. They live here and they make great music, and his mixers was already playing their music. Like, let them get 5 minutes. I introduce them. Let's do this right quick.
So that's probably something nobody knows. Like, was Rick Ross already going to be cool with letting the youngster open and like do
He
this
wouldn't
thing?
have gave a fuck. They paid him.
Yeah,
That wouldn't hurt him. In between sets, if you put Scarface on stage, it's about 15, 20 minutes before the headliner get on
Correct.
for some of these shows, these black shows.
Yeah.
Because it's colored people time
Yeah.
sometimes. The
Yeah.
motherfuckers gonna do what
Setting
time
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And ain't nothing but
I
throwing
only
down.
want some intermission space. Keep the sound system on. Let me come out there and let these youngsters do a couple of 2 verses apiece, right quick. Let's
Yeah.
get in and out. You know what I mean? But and then I start hearing people say, "Oh, he trying to do this. He ain't got it like that no more."
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
That's all you need to hear.
It wasn't even trying to prove a point to them. It was like, you know what? Maybe I need to prove a point to myself, because I think me being diplomatic just never worked.
Right.
It used to never. That's how my reputation come from, continuously trying to be diplomatic.
Yep.
And then it just, trying to be cool and trying to create a positive outlook, a positive look on
Yeah.
whatever the situation is. And nobody understood that. So it's like, okay, now I see how much attention I get when I get loud. I see how much attention this matter really get when I force my hand.
Right.
So
It's interesting how when you if you try to stand on a principle for something, right? And then like you got to go through you get your diplomatic phase. It's going back and you're trying to be diplomatic. And most people won't act. And sometimes I even wonder, like even in this crazy, weird Hollywood game, I go, man, maybe I need to do something. Because the diplomacy, you start out with diplomacy, but if you're trying to do the right thing, maybe it's okay to throw up a barricade. Let these people know.
it's
Yeah.
what
You know what I
made
mean?
me walk away from the industry as a whole, as far as the music industry is concerned. Like, I always do music because I love it.
Right.
I always perform because people want for me to perform. So I'm never going to give up on that. But
Right.
when you're like an aspiring artist and you trying to do this, that, and the other you got to meet these. So it's a lady in here. I'm gonna be nice. You got to meet these DJs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to meet these PDs. And they
Uh-huh.
all got even the record pools. They all got their hand out.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I didn't come from that. You know, I had a friend named Bushman, you know, from JLB, and Michael Saunders, and people, you know, Gary Chandler and DJ Fingers, Kim James, Wax Tax and Dre, DJ BJ. These guys, they just naturally supported us as artists, you know, and it was organic. So I grew up on that in Detroit. When it started to shift and change, I was like, and you know, with more power come more responsibility. And sometimes you had to say, we got to make a decision. It's either I'm gonna start writing checks, or I'm gonna have to get away from this. Because if I start writing checks,
right, it's already
you know what I mean?
Because
like, you don't want to. It's like, I don't want to do this, but I think you start thinking I might have to kill this motherfucker.
Right. That was a big
check. Somebody knock this bitch head off for playing with me. You know what? Let me get the fuck away from it. I could barely manage artists because of that.
Right.
Because of how the industry play people and how you know, how fucked up it is. It's like, nah, it's best, you know, let me just.
Yeah. Well, I think it
works better.
Yeah. Trick's much more peaceful.
I don't want to play in that other shit.
No, this is a better version.
I don't want to do that.
I've seen.
Which is why I got so heavy into film. The movie, The Last 24 that I got coming out.
Yeah.
It's like,
tell me about it.
Even that industry is crazy, but in that creative space, it's a way around every route that they tell you it ain't.
Right.
And I proved that. And it took me some years
to
learn it, but, you know, it was like, I like this. I like film. I like television. I've done it all. I've done the shows, the TV shows, the Detroiters, Chicago PD, Showtime series, Cinemax, HBO.
Yo, bro, you can act.
Thank you.
No.
I've done it all for it. No, just the experience.
Yeah, but let me give you one more time that you don't remember me. So I directed, you know, I just directed Stealing Jokes.
Right.
So before we shot this version, like we had gotten shut down for COVID, you know, a year and a half ago. Somebody actor had COVID. Long story short, I actually called you to get Trick in the movie, but you had put me in touch with somebody else.
Shoemaker.
Okay, so like there was a role initially in my movie of like a boxing trainer at the gym. We were kind of coming through the gym, and I had Trick. I had an idea for you for another role, but we hadn't really met. We met, but you didn't remember. And you called, or no, Mikey Shue called me. And he's like, "Yo, he doesn't want to play that role, but he wants to play this role." But I had already given that role to somebody else, and so I was like, "I don't want to get into a political situation right now." I go tell him, "Man, I'm thinking about him for the next one, 100%. He's a damn good actor. I've seen it."
I remember you coming up. We're working on this project. It's been like a lot of these things, right? The last 24 we started working on pre-COVID, right? Stealing Jokes before COVID, and this stripper reality series type thing that we were. I just remember you coming up. I'm like, I'm doing like this kind of loose casting call, and I just remember you coming up to Greektown, and there's girls everywhere running around.
Like, Mikey, I need some extras for my movie, some background actors. He's like, yo, we're doing a casting call at the top of the MGM casino or wherever it was. And I went up there. I was like, I'm in a strip club.
Like literally, like I'm like, hold on, Mike, hold on. Put some clothes on. Blah, blah, blah. Like there was just a lot going on. That's all I remember. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mike.
That was more of a reality show right there. That was a hilarious reality show moment.
Every day of my life, not strippers, but
by the way, how do you balance it, bro? You got real balance. He's got a kid in a movie theater right now who's just watching a movie. You're handling being a good dad and living in this life. Like, I think balance is something we could all
He's trying to get the Father of the Year.
No,
he's doing a good job.
My kid's grown now. So
man.
Him and Aaron Cole.
Aaron from Heavyweights.
They are fathers of the year.
They're doing all their best
two.
Father
One
moves.
one boy, one girl each. And woo!
And it's not like we have a lot of help.
I'm Uncle Trick, so I can see it all.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing your best.
I'm doing my best to keep.
This is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's motivation.
Yeah.
It's motivation. You can watch that shit and make you want to be a better person.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey man.
Yeah, my reality show Trick. We had an instance happen, man. I said, dog, you ain't fucking believe this shit. I'm getting Secret Service clearance on the phone while I'm going through the steps again. Well, I got Child Protective Services in my house, standing right next to me, interrogate me about. I'm like, what the? Okay, now what? And I'm
Just
literally,
that scenario by itself. It's like, you what?
If you don't write that down, we're not.
Yeah,
even
and
yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, ladies, this shouldn't take too much longer. They're like, the fuck? I'm like, okay, you need
You
to run
got
her vitals.
secrets.
I'm literally in Mikey. We had just walked in the door. I'm making my food, my son some food. I'm ripping open the microwave box to write. I'm like, you need to run our vitals again, which means our clearance. I'm like, okay, so the Social Security, the current city we live in, what else? And I'm like, I'm sorry, ladies, this shouldn't be too much longer. They're like, so how about we just go talk to the kids right now?
It's a job.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we get a camera and I just follow you around for a month.
Have
See what
fun.
we,
Well, my
see
point,
what we come up with.
dog. Trick said we could do a reality show. Shit, you could do a reality show.
You, yeah.
And motherfuckers would turn it off real quick because they think the shit was scripted and some bullshit.
Right. It's too much craziness.
But it's life, man. You know,
It
again,
is life.
you know, going back to when I was a child and they said, oh, you're going to have problems being social. You
No,
know,
you don't have that problem.
it's sometimes too social, but not at, like I learned to, you know, make my social, like I've had all the fun.
What's the most patient animal that you know?
Sloth?
Sloth. Yeah, sloth.
They seem
But
patient.
he moved the fastest patient animal, if that make any
Like a
sense.
lion or something.
A lion would be fast and patient.
Yeah.
Giraffes got speed, but they're
Tigers be
slow in
kinda
life.
chilling. Tigers be chilling. No,
Are you saying that
tigers
for
is
him?
aggressive.
Or are you saying that
Yeah,
for
for him.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Like,
not
'cause
the fuck up.
He be chum, 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 but like he'd get live in the heat of the moment, but it's like his patience with his children,
Whole
with
nother
his
thing.
kids, it's like
Two different people.
magical. And then to be able to, like, I seen cuz balancing them, the kids, and a whole tour at the same time. I'm getting ready to go on stage in probably about another hour and a half, and I'm watching him going back and forth. And I got it on camera, and I say, Mikey, you want to hit this weed? He's like, and he just walked past, and I was like, I said, that motherfucker gonna go crazy one day. I don't know how the fuck he put up with all this shit. It's too much going on. Now, you know, all I gotta do is perform. So
That's it. I'm
I'm
love
sitting
that.
the fuck down watching like that. That's his get out. Yeah, let him do what he do. I off. Hey, look, you want to hit this weed? Now he done went completely clean. So no, you don't want
No.
to hit the weed. You don't want to drink.
I quit
He
drinking.
don't
That was
smoke
the best
cigarettes
thing.
no more.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh my God.
Yo, this is a completely clean mind. How does that feel?
Feels great.
Feels great, right?
Feels great. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's
It's
funny,
still
bro.
a lot to deal with, but it's a clear vision. And alcohol is the goddamn devil. It's
It
like
can,
real.
it can creep up on you.
I don't-
Like-
No doubt.
Yeah,
You don't
alcohol.
drink.
I have a sip of some really high quality tequila from Mexico, from real tequila, not
Yeah.
that fake
Sugar
shit,
cane.
that Don Julio
Yeah.
shit. None of that.
That's
bullshit.
funny, man. That's my slow sip of choice. Like
Which
I don't
one?
just
Tequila.
tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
love
like a dark
tequila. Oh, boy.
añejo tequila.
There you go.
Let me tell you, hold on.
Añejo for me.
Extra añejo.
When I drank tequila, hold on, just for y'all that do drink, I was drinking Patron on the rocks, silver.
That's where you fucked up at.
right.
Keep
That'll
going.
make anybody quit.
And eating pistachios, and if I could
Just-
recreate that taste, oh my god,
Excuse me.
no, it was great.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Anyhow.
By the way, that was your problem.
Yeah, I know. I just drank
You had no taste. You had no taste in high quality alcohol.
Well, I had
Man,
no
I drunk-
mixers or no off switch.
I drunk some Patron and some rosé at a birthday party years ago, and I found out later I cussed my father out. That is not my type
No. Oh,
action. You know what I mean? Because my daddy told me what I said. I was like, oh, shit.
yeah.
I was like, my bad, daddy. He said, I know you was fucked up. I was like, dude,
Mhm.
I'm surprised you didn't punch me.
Yo, I got a whole bit on different alcohols give you different buzzes.
Yeah,
And
never
you gotta know
again.
what your
Yeah.
go-to is.
That rosé shit,
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Patron. all
Hey,
that shit is
everybody.
garbage.
All right, what's y'all's? Everybody's got their one that they had, and they said, I'm never doing that again, and you never drink it again. Mine is gin.
Well, no, I don't even have that because I had it.
Bombay?
Yeah, I
Never.
had it.
Any gin. I puked
Oh.
in front of my parents. I couldn't control it. It was just bad.
Gin
Yeah.
make you sin. That's the truth.
Yeah, but gin's a fun one. See,
See,
I'm an old school Jew, blood type O positive. When alcohol hits my blood type a certain way, I'm
different,
good.
right? Exactly.
You know what I mean? I see people turn into the devil on certain types of liquor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Vodka make you suicidal.
Yeah, right. A certain whiskey makes you homicidal.
But you know what? They call that shit spirits for a reason.
Yeah, the spirit comes out.
That's it. That shit attached to your weakest spirit and bring it up.
100%.
Yeah, that's why I don't. Man, I'd rather be high,
Yeah.
meaning enlightened, meaning closer
Amen.
to like meaning
open mind.
Yeah, I
of
can
the
understand
light.
the universe when I'm at peace.
Yeah.
Calm. Yeah.
Was weed always your thing? Or
Never.
No.
Never.
I stumbled upon it.
When
You're
he,
a
listen,
new weed dude.
hold
As
on.
soon as it got medicinal.
When he
When they made
found
it
weed, I've been managing for about 24 years. The first 12, then he found weed. Then the last 12, oh,
Completely
night
different.
and day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Antarctica
Midnight
to
and noon.
the equator.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Midnight and noon.
Yo,
It went from murder trials and funerals to international doctor and
Right.
peace ambassadors
Reggae
and making up
festivals.
with oh my god,
100%.
going on a handshaking tour.
Bro, I went vegan. I quit everything,
Everything,
that
yeah.
was wrong.
Like
I-
my
I
name is Earl,
found-
going around shaking hands,
I
I'm
found
apologizing.
Spirituality
My-
versus religion. It was like a whole new thing.
my one
that's a great
vice
thing.
is I have a vape, and
By
this
the way,
motherfucker.
get rid of it.
I know. But he sent me a whole Instagram with like what it does, like, but
Yeah.
Karen, you know what I'm saying? You know, like dog. You know,
No, but that's real.
no, for
That's-
sure.
No,
for
it's
sure.
not even. It's like my cousin's like a doctor in Vegas.
Yeah.
So many patients come in with vape lung.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
No, I know.
Vape lung.
Get the
Ooh.
flower. You don't want
Yeah.
vape lung. It's a real thing.
And
Get on the flower, hit the flower, roll a good J, relax, but get the vape out of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
bro.
some heavyweight. Though. Some
Yeah.
heavyweight.
Heavyweight weed.
Bro, I was hitting weed in 7th grade.
Jesus.
I grew up in Southfield. My cousins had there was 6 boys in the family. There was always this something in the basement that's type of, I see joints and flour and I didn't know really what it was, so I tested it and it I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy that I did it that early. I definitely
Well,
took years off in between,
I-
but I already knew about it
I-
from an early age.
I was reading this piece on the Beastie Boys, right? And growing up in the 70s, Lower East
Thought I was gonna
Side.
be the 4th member.
Right, me too.
Yeah,
What? I
yeah.
was the 4th member.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
But look,
I'm the
MCA.
5th member of Jodeci.
Right. So
They're
I was
still
reading-
making moves.
so
I just saw Devontae. He was on tour here with him a year ago.
so MCA got caught smoking weed at school in 4th grade, and they called his mom, and she said, "What do you want me to do?" I gave it to him. I gave him
Wow.
the joint.
That makes sense after watching their documentary.
right. It kind of does with the Beasties because they're just so.
No, but he was also the mad genius of the
Yeah.
group who was building speakers on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was
He
the
was kinda figuring
director
out
that didn't want people to know he was the director, the real chill, but
Yeah.
it kind of did. Yeah, yeah.
Made a
Anyhow,
little sense.
Well, I had my first day of high school, I'm hanging around an idiot and end up following this idiot to a skip party. First day of fucking high school. That was the first day I skipped
skip.
in my life and the last day I skipped in my life. And I tried weed that day. And it later turned to a chain of events that just bad. And so I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And then the second time I tried it again, it turned into some weird form of paranoia. and
Panic
just-
attack.
It was like too much shit going on. And then, after that, I was like, and then it's the third time, that's when I,
Got back.
no, it was like it made me feel calmer about a situation. I just kind of
Thought
it
one
looked
more
weird
level.
to the people around me, and I think I got more of a kick out of how they were responding to me icing the situation down as opposed to when they were summoned to come and
Yeah.
deal with it. By the time it's like, what's wrong with him?
We might need to put weed in the war rooms.
They
Maybe-
need,
maybe-
I think
maybe
what
people-
the world needs now.
It can have
is
that effect.
weed.
It can have all effects.
No,
Yeah.
it ain't for everybody.
No, it's
Because
not.
you gotta know your cultivator.
Right.
You gotta have a cultivator that's not in it, for just financial gain.
Right.
You
Make
want
it
any
smell
business
good,
to
but
be
it's not good.
successful.
Yeah.
We want a person to understand that the medicinal properties and how they affect each person with the different structure.
My cousin married a cultivator, Kyle Cushman. Did you ever hear of him? Cushman. His real name's Adam Orenstein, but he invented a type of Kush. He's a cultivator for 30, 40 years. This is
Right.
his life, but he's of that ilk where he is just organic vegetation. You know what I mean? Make sure it's the best quality, everything. And
It's
like,
important.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It's crazy how that business, it's a I don't know, it's a booming business. I don't know if it's flatlining out here. I don't know what the next
It
move
is.
is, but I'm glad you got into it and it did a positive thing
Yeah.
for you.
And that's what led to the movie, The Last 24.
Yeah.
It's about the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So
So this is an indie film. Did you direct it?
Yes. I wrote it, directed, I paid for it,
Yeah.
edited everything. I did all the sound.
Yeah.
This was my college, like I said before, it's my college education project because I had to go through a lot to get it to the point of distribution. So, and the fact what brought it on was I wanted to stake a claim in the cannabis industry. When it became medicinal, see, one thing I said when I smoked weed and understood that I enjoyed it, I said, and that it was actually helping me. I said, I'm not finna be nobody's customer. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be nobody's customer.
Yeah, no.
Bought a bag of weed from Spanky Hayes, comedian.
I know Spanky very well.
Very funny dude.
We came up at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, at a Snoop concert. I said, send me some of that shit we smoked just a minute. He sent me the rest of his Cali stash.
Yeah.
So I called him back 3 weeks later because it took me a minute. And I said, I need some more. And he introduced me to his guy. And his guy taught me about the cannabis culture, the growing, the whole process of cultivation, and, the difference between this and that, pH balance, et cetera, smart pots, the lights, everything. This guy schooled me on the cannabis industry and being his friend and, gave me a direct connect to really good quality cannabis. And then I met my business partner / nephew at Heavyweight Heads. But I knew to stake a claim, I needed to use my music to turn it up and my relationships with people in music and cannabis. Snoop, Wiz, Be Real, the Kings of Cannabis.
Right.
So it's like, call my boys and say, yo, I want to do this, that, and other. And they all like real G's, like, hell yeah, Trick, let's do it.
Yeah.
Finally get to release the album, and we relate because DJ Premier he hasn't sent the last record, so we trying to make a 4/20 release date, and I didn't master the album. I just kind of mixed it and boosted the levels a little bit, and then had to get it on the platform to make the 4/20 date. And I was sour about some of the songs. You could max them in the car, and they sound amazing.
Yeah,
but I needed some more, and then. So I said, I'm gonna re-release it. I'm gonna re-release it on a movie. Where you gonna get? What movie? Who gonna let you put all your music on there? We can call Mikey. Wait a minute. I'll write a movie. I'll write a movie and I got some money. I'll write a movie and yeah, man. I know my man Ness. He a cinematographer and an great camera, photographer, amazing photographer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, bro, let's I want to do this, that, and other. And I say I want to write a script about a formula. I don't want it to be no hood script like that. Like, I don't want it to be typical. I want it to be different. Write about a super formula to make the weed grow and make it fall in these guys' hands because these my guys. I could utilize them. My brother Camille's a great actor. And my little brother George is naturally in his blood, and then my godson BH and Sko. And then but before I had them first, and then I called Mikey. Mikey, I'm gonna shoot this movie. He's like, all right, bet. Because I had met with a Hollywood director. I called him a Hollywood director.
Yeah.
And he told me, you can't do that like you want to do it. You can't just spend your own money. You can't just, you got to get somebody else to write the script and rewrite and do this. And he just gave me a lot of complications to throw on top of something that
he's wrong.
In my head, I could clearly see was simple and just a matter of getting it done.
Yep.
And, being an organizer, a director. a producer. Then I call Mike. Say, hey, bro, dog just told me I can't do this shit. So
It's
church on the move.
We're not gonna say any names, but he knows who it is.
Oh, I know.
do
yeah,
I?
yeah, you know who he is. Yeah,
We'll talk later, but it's cool.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, he's
Actually,
still cool.
we gotta
He's
thank
trying.
him.
maybe he wanted to secretly, subconsciously direct it or take it from you.
No, I
Who
don't know. I
knows?
think he's just so caught up in the Hollywood standard. Some
Bro.
people, you know how you meet these Hollywood fuckers.
Bro, I've been
And
out
they-
there. I was out there 20 some years.
Yeah, so
I'm
their
not old.
language is its own thing, and they everything has to go through these channels of shit, and it's like, nah, I've been on set. I've seen what he do, and I know I can
Yeah.
fucking do it.
By the way, they're all full of shit. I mean, not all of them, but I mean, they basically are. Like, you got a script. That's step one.
Thank you. Number
Step
one.
2, 3, and 4. You got your camera guys that you trust that shoot great stuff.
Come on.
Step 2 is done.
Yeah.
You got your cast who you believe in, and you can put them in spots that you think they'll be entertaining.
Man.
Trust me, there's just as much
Yeah.
money out there. And
Well, I say find the cameraman and then call the producer. Let him handle all that shit.
yeah,
'Cause
Between
he handled a
me,
lot
tell
of
me what
shit.
between me and him, what we cannot do in Detroit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I would hire you
Yeah.
as a line producer, even if you never line produce. All
Yeah.
it is literally lining up everything you need. What's the
Say
cost?
no.
Where's the money coming from?
Let me call my homeboy and save that zero. Hold on.
See, shit
There's
like
so
that.
many zeros
Yeah.
to be saved.
Yeah,
There's
and
so many
just
zeros to
yeah.
be saved everywhere.
I got brought in. Me and Christos were the guys when we had that film production, bro,
Yeah.
or when we had that film boom
Yeah.
with the tax incentive and all that, bro. Me and Christos were the guys.
His
that-
brother was my
location manager.
They got it
Yeah.
all locked down.
Yeah,
We
It-
put
man.
put it together and got it done, and then start going through a bunch of shit trying to get it out,
Yeah.
trying to get it completed. Hard drives crashing,
Yeah.
break-ins, high-speed chases. Master had to be redid. Thank God. Let me tell you, any filmmaker out there, listen to me when I tell you, when you finish shooting a scene, take that card or that drive and give it to a fucking person that you hired to just take that motherfucker and back that bitch up twice.
Yes.
Take it, put it on the main drive, and then put it on the edit drive.
Yes.
You got an edit drive and that you give it to the editor, and the main drive that backs. I say back that whole up 3 times and put log back up. Just
Yeah.
log it on a cluster. Trust me. And then every time you shoot a scene, and you could go scene 1 through 7 that can be all in the same location. Bounce that motherfucker down, meaning export it once you love it, export it, and save that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. They call it, yeah. You just,
Shit.
yeah, you basically just say,
That saved me.
yeah.
It would have been bad.
No, but that's a good trick. That's actually a trick, no pun intended. That's a trick I learned. This is my 4th movie, but you learn when you love the scene
Yeah.
and you got it in the can, you just tell your guy, mark that one.
Yeah.
Then you're not looking at 20 scenes. You just go,
Thank
mark
you.
that one.
That shit, they
Moving
know.
on.
She knows, yeah. She know.
Yeah, moving
and
on.
The Slater say this the one, but then you mark that one. This is what I do. I mark that one when I love it, that performance, and then I say, let's do another one for safety.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
man.
master this. Let's try to master
Right.
the last one. And if you do it better, then oh my God. But I got the one I love, so I just need to mark these 2 green or blue.
I'm surprised it took you this long to direct something. Being a boss, being how you are in the studio, being how you conduct your music. I'm actually surprised you didn't shoot back in the day. Maybe people were just you just didn't
did.
have the burning desire.
No, I did. It was more so all the years of I've directed all the videos, all
then
my
you've directed-
videos,
those are movies.
right, and a lot of them I've done like movies.
Yeah.
But then I've done television and stage, so I could absorb.
You got all
all
the
of
tools
it.
now.
Yeah, and then know to build my infrastructure to know, okay, I need that, 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 and ask questions. And
Yeah.
then when it came time to, see, we shot this movie in 19.
Okay.
Mhm.
In
Before
2000
Tubi
yeah.
was a word.
This was before my brother Kamel Hassan was the superstar he is now. He This was
That's
the one
crazy
that
that
made
that's
him
your
fall
brother.
in love.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did an interview yesterday, and the gentleman was reading, and the first two names that he said, it was like, "Dang, you got DJ Thriller, you got Kamal Hassan, you got da da da
Damn, I had to have Camille.
Kamel." Oh my God, Kamel!
This is
Yo, but that's
I-
crazy that that's your brother.
But like
Yeah.
he didn't dog
Same
it,
that's
mother and
dope as
father.
hell.
but he
Yeah.
didn't even know that was his blood brother
Yeah.
until a little bit later on in the interview. But yeah,
Yo, bro,
Nah.
just so you know, like you already got everything you need, basically.
Right.
Like you're already good. Like once it's in the can and you're happy with what you see,
Right.
you know enough people now in terms of distribution,
Right.
marketing, because these companies they will tell you that
Exactly.
they spent $5 million on marketing and they'll
Yeah.
tell you this and that, but like you could just. I always like to write a list of all the people I know on a legal pad, and when it comes time to release my movie,
bro.
I know marketing wise, I go to all my friends,
Mhm.
famous, whatever.
That's why when you
I
text
literally
me
write it like
yesterday,
that.
I said, "We gonna be there tomorrow." Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm saying you, just so you know, you already got it. So like all you need is whoever's going to distribute that thing. You're going to hit up all your friends, all your boys, your crew, and they're going to just talk about it. And,
Yeah. This
and,
was
and
this,
that's a great feeling to be done. Because you're always going to look at a scene, right? And then you're even to this day, or when it's fully released, you're going to look at it. You're going to go, "Oh, I could have done that better. I
oh
shoulda had the
yeah,
camera."
right.
we're
that
our
shit-
own biggest critics.
You gotta just
Yeah.
let it go when it's out in the
They
world.
couldn't room. Well, yeah. Once it's out, it's I went through a lot. I had a good amount of time to deal with it outside of the hardships. It was
Yeah,
able to deal with and critique it to the point to where I was super comfortable with what I see it. So I wouldn't mind watching it again. 'Cause I
Yeah.
hear a lot of directors say, once I watch the final cut at the
Yeah.
screening or premiere, they don't watch them no more. And I get it
yeah,
because you've been on this motherfucker for all this time. So
yeah.
you know the in and out of it is kind of no sense in watching it. But I always like to watch what I'm doing as a consumer
Yeah.
and as a critic or whatever and say, that was too much.
No, bro.
Take that off. So that cutting room floor became a vicious place for me. And it was like real
Yeah.
chin checking, like, oh shit, I gotta get rid of it, that piece, these different parts of
Yeah.
just to make it
No,
I
but
took
that's
it to Snoop Dogg and we watched it at the compound at the studio. Me, him, and some Dog Pound producers, and Battle Cat was there, and we watched the movie. And Snoop said, "Trick, I like it." He said He said it's good, and this was before. This was like 20 edits ago.
yeah.
He says, "I like it. It's good. You got this. You got that. You got that. You just need that. Look, somebody got to go in there, edit it, and just kind of like
Yeah.
that." I already knew what he was talking about.
Uh-huh.
And the crazy shit is earlier that day, somebody had broken the car and stole the other master to the movie. He didn't even know.
This is
I
a
ain't
whole
even say
little
nothing.
movie scene.
Damn.
This
I
is
was
a,
like, damn. So I had it
Were
on.
you in LA?
Mhm.
Someone broke in the car in LA, took the master.
Luckily, thank God I left my laptop at the studio, at the hotel. Even though we were checking out that day, we left the stuff at the hotel before we went back. So I went to breakfast with some producers, and that's when they hit the car. We didn't even know. I went and picked my brother up from the airport and bringing him to, and I say, look in the bag in the back. And he said, ain't no bag back here. And I'm like, no, the bag is right. He said, no, it's not. They ain't hit the window. They hit it under the damn in a rental car. So it's their thing out there. So
Of course.
the movie was what I was planning on for Snoop was in
The
there.
master, yeah.
Yeah, but I had another copy on my laptop, so I was able to, but that still was like, oh my God, I had never broken my
You felt like you showed him maybe the second generation, not the master copy.
Yeah, but I knew it was. I said, this is not all the way. It still ain't all. It still wasn't all the way. But he gave me
got it.
the advice that I wanted.
Yeah.
I respected. I loved it. I was happy to have that moment to be able to play it for him and them cats, and because them having that experience as well, him
Yeah.
giving me that game, and I was like, yeah, thank you. I needed that. I love it. All that criticism, and I love it because
Yeah.
you want it to be better.
Of course.
So it ended up turning out. It's funny. It's dramatic. The
mm,
storyline is great. It's not typical. I used my whole family.
Yeah. Did Dad get in
My
for a
brothers-
DJ move?
He didn't. The pops didn't make it to this one, but
Damn.
I used my big sister.
I was in it.
Mikey was
indirectly.
listen, the day I get to the scene at the liquor store and I says, doing too much, being the man that run everything. And I said, I forgot to call Mishi. She's my casting director. And I said, God damn it, I meant to call Mishi and tell her I needed this person here for this scene that we getting ready to shoot in 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
So it was like the white boy bad guys.
Yes. And I got the main guy, Billy Vasily.
Yeah.
He's there and he's great.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to get a partner for this guy. He's amazing. And I'm looking at the script and I look out the liquor store door and standing right in the window of the liquor store is him in this jacket. And
I got like a black leather jacket, some slacks on, some dress shoes.
You're ready.
Gangster.
Diesel walked up to me and was like, he was like,
yo, bro.
Yeah. He pointed at the door and Mikey like, yeah. And I said, Mikey, come here for a minute. Read that line for me.
Yeah.
He said, what? He did the line. I was like,
got you.
You want to be the bag? You want to be one of the bad guys in the movie?
They got to produce, right?
Yo, bro, they call those happy.
And he nailed it.
Of course he did. Because he didn't even know he was in it. He's got so much going on. He was probably so in the moment. You probably did nail it.
Man,
all I was thinking is the show got to go on. Let's fucking go.
No, this movie
no,
was
but that's
such
how you get a good.
blessing
it was
when
fun.
it comes to like we had
so much fun. Like you
even
say,
in the bad times,
the journey is the best, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Even in the times where we was like, oh shit, it was like, grab that, come over here. Yeah, we got it. Let's do it,
bro. I love when that happens.
Yeah,
and when that sentiment's happening in a movie, it comes out on the screen.
Yeah,
like you don't know, but it's sort of an effective. It's an infectious thing that happens.
Listen, we did a friends and family casting or cast screening pre-COVID, and I hadn't even seen the final version of it. And I've been involved with a lot of stuff right throughout the years. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to use the restroom, and I didn't even want to go because I was laughing so hard, and because like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I did not want to go, and usually like, I'm like, wait, this is our shit too, like, this is dope. Like,
yo, did you write it? Were you going pen to pad, furiously writing, or were you going final draft?
What I do is I write in the car on my tape recorder. So I act out the scenes on my voice recorder. So when it come to me, I got this thing I do when something negative comes at me or something negative starts to seep its way into my atmosphere, I can see it, catch it, deflect it, and then tell myself, go to this. That's important. Like I have a series on right now called Gang Squad.
Yeah.
So every day when I'm doing and something happened, I'll be like, motherfucker, stop. Gang Squad. Go to the now this guy, he is so and so and so and so, and he's gonna do this. And now that means that at this point he should probably be whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And then I take that and put it in notes, break that down and put it in what I call synopsis notes.
Yeah.
And then I create synopsis notes all the way down the line, like just point, hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And then start to put them in order by the way I think the story should tell itself or how it should present itself, but not be typical and not be expected.
Yo, man, that's crazy because the great director, rest in peace, David Lynch, he used to say, just start flying with scenes. Don't think about the order yet. Just start flying, bro. Yeah. You're already doing that. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Does that come from how you writing songs?
Writing songs, right?
Yeah. So I always used to write songs in this typical order of 16 bars, 3 16s.
Yeah.
You know. 3 16s in a hook, an 8-bar hook. And then I was just like, I'm sick of this shit.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I'm going to do a song, fuck a hook. Proof used to always say, man, you got to start doing hooks. This was back in the 90s. He told me this shit. It's like, now I'm saying, no, I don't want to do the song like what's typical, what anybody does. If everybody else is doing it, then who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
You know, if everybody else is doing that, then I need to be doing this. I go to black party with all white on,
Yeah.
you know, or light gray.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I ain't wearing if you got a black party, I'm wearing white. If you got a white party, I'm wearing blue.
Right. You
I'm
stand
not,
on your own.
yeah, I don't fuck with all that old let's do this shit with everybody. I don't
No.
fuck with that. I don't fuck with trends.
No.
None of that old shit. It's gonna be the way I want it to be so that I can
True artist,
identify it.
Mm.
You know, so with this movie, I'm like real hell bent on. I don't want to be typical to what someone would expect. And so when I write anything, is not to be typical, to be, you know,
stand out.
Man, we
With
got Charlie.
your own stamp on it.
Yeah.
It's your own stamp.
Yeah. Right. See, we got Charlie LaDuff from the
oh my
fucking
God,
Fox 2
kills it.
I read his book. I actually
Fox
read
2
his
Problem
book.
Solver.
Yeah.
Dog, but he
I don't even know how he got on
crazy,
Fox
man.
2. He wrote the craziest book on Detroit. Right?
That
And he
motherfucker
killed-
crazy. He's the best.
Yeah.
He was out there.
He did it. He did a scene amazing. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And then this Greek guy from Greektown. He's this big guy. His name's Perry. He's got the accent. He's got this look.
That face.
And I'm like, me and him know each other. I know within a millimeter of a second that's not a term, I guess. Right? Second, but I know
think
with
it
a
is.
split of a second when I answer the phone or he answers the phone, what I'm gonna ask him and not ask him, and it's vice versa. We know each other that well,
Yeah.
but like that's why I think this came off when he's like, when we're going over the character, I'm like, go through my Rolodex in my head. Oh, I got
somebody.
it.
Yeah.
And it usually
Most of the time, he bing.
Yeah.
it works.
Gut instinct.
get
Yeah,
it.
you
We
got
get-
a short film. Shout out to Helke Jackson.
Oh yeah, my girl Hal.
That's my Halle Berry.
Yeah.
We did a short film recently that we're cutting up now, and that one of my students put together. And so when he brought the script to me, I said, "Nephew, I like this. Let's move on this now."
Yeah.
Because I have productions too where the writers come in. You got some. Let's go.
Yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
know, and then we
With
get
that.
together and we write. So they showed me this one. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Mikey, immediately, we want to do the short film, man. I'm looking for the lady to do this, that, and other." So he sent me about 6 girls, and and then he says to me, "Wait, I said, "Well, let's just hold a casting then for this person."
Yeah.
He says, "Wait, I think I got it. I got the right person."
I'm like, I know exactly
I know
what we do.
exactly. That's exactly what he said. So I go. So I said, "Well, have her read it on the phone and send it to me because we ain't got time." We
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Let's do this quick.
She sent this motherfucker. He sent me the video of this woman on this phone. And excuse my Italian, this bitch pissed me off from the audition
Yeah.
as if she was talking to me. And I know I'm finna play the opposite of this person.
Yeah. You're already mad.
I got in my feelings.
Yeah.
Looking at her audition, I called him. I said, "Dog, get her ASAP. That's the one. She just made me mad reading this. If she can bring it like that on the phone, I know, these big cameras in the back.
Yeah.
She did it. She did it.
That's all. When that type of stuff happens, it's like it's a great moment.
Mm-hmm. And it took just a couple times. Like I sent him a few different, a few different girls women that would have fit it. And then okay, we talked it through. I'm like, oh, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. Say no more. I know exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And it worked out great.
Well, it's funny because sometimes the Hollywood version is you get your casting director, they're lining up, but every now and then when you're doing something like this, your boy knows some. You got the talent in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes it's better to have. It's good to find new talent. You just got to find that diamond
love
in
it.
the rough and be like. Even sometimes you can find one and need a little work, but we like to find those jewels that's just like, woo, that is amazing.
I love that.
And all you have to do is convey what you want from them
Yeah.
to them, and they'll deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Cultivating
the spot like
talent
that.
is a whole.
Yeah,
whole
and
thing. I love
going back to like Tubi, right? Tubi is an outlet that's getting. I'm just gonna be honest, black folks that have the talent and the skill is getting them
Oh,
No.
it's Tubi's on fire.
And
right now.
out
Yeah.
there, like his
Kidding?
brother, like
Yeah.
not everybody can go out to Hollywood and do the thing and
No.
pay for the auditions and the screening and get whoopty whoop. But this is giving a platform for real
Independent
talent.
film, yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Hollywood's finally woken up to the fact also, like, we could be in Detroit, right? Like, I started basing out of here now, right? So I made
You
my
started
movie
basing?
here. Not free basing.
Oh, okay.
I started living in.
That
I'm
is
living.
not what we thought.
I'm in Detroit. That's what you say. You go, you basic.
I'm a comedian now too.
Yeah. But my point is, bro, we could be in Detroit
Bro.
making the sickest, dopest
Hey.
shit, which you've already been
They
doing.
are.
Guess
and
what?
You don't need the Hollywood shit.
They can-
It's
they-
over.
let them have
Like that
that
game. is-
California.
Guess
citizens,
what? I just
let them
came-
have that.
slide down the mud.
have
Hey.
You can have the mud. You can have.
They
a-
monopolize.
I just came from downtown
But it was
Detroit.
a mind
Jennifer
fuck.
Hudson was shooting today.
Yeah,
When is this airing?
yeah.
But then I don't want
They
everybody
have-
to know.
they
but,
have-
but yeah,
No, bro. Detroit. Detroit.
Detroit-
I'm all about it. You're. I grew up in Southfield. You know what I
Bloodline,
mean?
Detroit.
You know what I mean?
7 Mile.
You already know.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're planted, your flag has been planted here. Never
Right.
thought about moving here. I didn't know, thinking
Yeah.
about being a comedian, I didn't know where to go other
Yeah.
than LA.
right.
I was like, there was nowhere to like kind of like look. So I went, I figured it out. I did my thing. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm happy. But as I come back here, I realize, I want to get down with all your camp, the camp I've met through Dan and all his people, all the different artists I've met here. And in my mind, I'm like, we could just build this thing out and make it just a diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Dan Gilbert's brother is his partner, right?
No, Dan is my partner on the movie.
Excuse me.
Dan.
And then Pat, Uncle Pat McGinnis.
Yeah.
so Pat helped produce my movie.
Oh,
This is
fuck
my
it.
last movie.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
I just
ain't
talked to
seen
Pat
him
last
in a
night.
Love
I was like,
Pat.
oh, matter of fact, I was just talking to
Yeah.
Mike. Yeah.
So, bro, I'm all Detroit right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not leaving. Right, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I got a Detroit set in I got a 1970s dramatic piece that like your boy Paul Rosenberg read and hit me up and was like, what do you want to do with this? This is the craziest, dopest thing. So I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
you're the boss. I'm coming back home. I want to make great things. I just want to make things
Let's
out of
do it.
Detroit. There are so many Detroit stories
Man.
that are just as good, if not better, than the New York stories, the LA stories.
Well, all
the
them
Atlanta
shit's been
shit.
told a million
Detroit's
times.
got stories coming out of its heart, and
Oh, buddy.
and I'm here to help tell them. So whatever I could do in my
Oh,
mix,
man.
you know what I mean, with the people that I'm working with now, Mikey, like you already know that.
Let's go.
I might have to apologize to one of your boys. We'll have a sit down. We'll go to Coney Island. We'll get a Greek salad.
Leave it
But
to
we're-
me
we're
to
good.
put the Jews
But you
together.
put a couple
I'm
Jews-
putting everybody together, okay? Man, I somehow.
By the way, I don't even have beef with that guy. I don't even have beef
He-
with him.
It's all good.
We're all good.
We're good.
We're all
but I'm
good.
gonna make it happen. That's what I do. I connect people.
But Trick, I got
Yeah.
stories that you would love. Like so you don't know. Like my parents went to Mumford.
That's
And
where I
my-
went.
Did you? So yeah, obviously my parents are older.
The pickle factory.
So
It
they
used to look like a pickle factory.
Yeah, it looked like a factory. My parents went to Mumford, but my dad ended up becoming really good friends with Emmanuel Stewart from Kronk Boxing. So
Mhm.
boxing, yeah, bro. So like, yeah. By the way, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that with my
I got
bad
hands,
eyes.
baby. I got hands.
I know you do.
know.
What up, Shoe?
Yo, so
Shout
my
out to Mikey
dad,
Shoemaker.
yo, I know Mikey.
And-
So my family was, my dad was involved with Emmanuel. So as a kid, I was going to championship fights, and me and my brother, we grew up, boxing amateurs because when I was 10 years old, Emmanuel Stewart had sent some of the fighters to Southfield to train a bunch of kids. And so we just like fell in love with boxing early on. But there's stories that Emmanuel used to tell me because I was lucky enough to like interview him years ago. My brother became really good friends with him. But there are some stories that came out of that world that are so dope and freaking heavy and that kind of affected the energy of the rest of the country.
Right.
That we'll share at
So-
another time. But like I want to have meetings. I want meetings. Come down to the studio and we just have creative meetings. Like Francis Ford Coppola back in the day tried to do this company called Zoetrope. And his idea was all his crew that are actors and all his friends that are writers, let's just be all in the same company. And let's just have this company and let it be what Berry Gordy became with Motown, which was a factory.
Yeah.
It was just a factory of hits and factory of talent. And it's like, if we could just get the factory going out of here again, I just want to be part of it. You already kind of got it going on. So if you
Welcome.
need me, you call me.
Oh,
But I got a
don't
pipeline.
Yeah. Trust me, your
that I wanna
name
be
will
involved
roll
with.
in the credits. That's
Yeah.
all I needed was for you to say you wanted to be ready.
I want to
rock.
get down, bro.
Bro.
I want to get down.
Let's do this.
I'm 4 movies
Shake
in.
it
but-
on screen. That's how you build
Yo, I
empires.
appreciate
goddammit.
Come on, man.
Yo, I appreciate both you guys being here.
Thanks for
We're,
having
we're
me.
an hour and change in.
How? And I think we met through one of the Illich family members. I think.
Yeah, through Bayoff.
Yeah.
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 Bayoff called me. He's like, you got to meet my boy Mikey.
Did-
This is a few years back.
Right, but then a million full circles of boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom,
we
boom,
don't even
boom.
need them anymore. We don't need them.
Right.
We love
I
y'all.
got
No.
I'll take some of that money.
We might be in one of
For
their
some of these
buildings. Hold on.
films.
no.
By the way,
no.
this could be their building, and I'm kidding. Who doesn't love
Since
pizza?
you never
Pizza?
know,
Yeah,
you might
yeah,
be in
no,
their
no, no.
building.
And by the way,
We're not going.
by the way, Chris,
Hold on.
no,
Let me be diplomatic,
No,
right? No.
they're my
no.
friends.
Love
Chris-
you, everybody.
Chris hired me to perform to do comedy at his birthday
Okay.
party. They're family. I'm just kidding. But Detroit
Yeah,
itself,
I know what you're saying.
Detroit itself
Of course.
has stories that need to be told, that need to
Man.
come out of here. And I want to come down to your spot one day and just like share a few of these little anecdotes that are already in script form. And we don't need the Hollywood machine to really turn it out. And even if we do, I got friends that grew up in Southfield that are the president of Lionsgate. Distribution played hockey with me in Southfield. We got plugs over there, right?
Yeah.
So like, to me, let's just
well,
just
quit
build it
telling
outta
everybody
here.
what we're doing, and then we
Yeah,
gonna go do it.
no,
The last 24.
The last
movie.
24, February 28th.
is that the release date?
Yes,
Yep.
February 28th on Amazon, Apple, Google, Amazon Prime, Apple, and Google TV, and on May the 1st it'll be on Tubi. They got the
Mayor
Oh,
Mark.
you got
like-
so you got double platform releases.
yes,
Yeah.
because it was I wanted it off my desk because I got so many
Yeah,
things now
bring it-
that it's like now I'm finna run a train,
Doesn't it
and
feel
like you
good to
say,
get it?
I got a plant going, a factory going.
I
So
love it.
now it's,
The assembly
it's
line.
showtime.
The last 24, Tubi, May, what's the date?
May the 1st,
May 1st, and all
February
streaming
February
28th.
platforms.
28th.
February 28th, this month, February 28th, on Apple, Amazon Prime, and Google TV.
And
Trick.
go catch Stealing Jokes.
Still
Oh,
in
yeah, I got a movie too.
Yeah.
It's been out for 3 weeks, but now we're hitting the Imagine theaters. So
And I
Oh,
bought it
nice.
twice. I rented it on Amazon Prime,
gotta watch it,
and I
man.
bought
Wow.
that.
you gotta watch it.
It's funny.
Next time I see Trick, he's gonna have to watch.
Davis. I'm like, damn. Okay,
Haha
He in
did
it?
his thing.
he can act.
He's yeah.
No, no,
hilarious.
like,
He's
he-
hilarious.
He can act. Yeah. Shout
He's
out.
hilarious.
Yeah, he did his thing.
He's
It's
hilarious.
funny because that.
But he was
that part
serious.
going to Orlando Brown, old school Orlando Brown, who's like been acting forever.
The kid, I mean,
No,
not
no,
the
no.
kid, the adult.
The
He's an
actor
adult.
Orlando Brown from I'm sorry, Orlando Jones.
Okay,
Orlando
I'm thinking
Jones.
about that crazy motherfucker.
Orlando Jones.
I'm like, when the fuck was
No,
he here?
Orlando
I
Jones.
missed that one.
Orlando
I
Jones.
thought for sure he was.
Yo, no.
That nigga nuts.
Yeah. No.
I'm.
But- Bottom
Got
line is,
you, though.
haha talked me into giving him a chance to do it, and he killed it. So haha Davis, Michael Rappaport's in it. It's a fun piece.
Good.
Check it out.
Yeah.
But make sure everybody checks out the last 24. Trick, Mikey Eckstein. Appreciate you guys coming, bro.
Thanks for having us.
And I
bro.
can't wait to get down in Detroit, bro. I'm part of the family. You don't even know it.
Last 24.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you.